What if I told you these skills aren't just for intelligence operatives or neuroscientists but can be learned by anyone? Welcome to the world of dark psychology, where understanding human behavior at its core allows you to spot lies, influence decisions, and shape outcomes in everyday interactions. Today, we'll dive into techniques that experts use, methods that are subtle yet incredibly powerful. Elicitation, the power of statements over questions at the heart of dark psychology, is a technique called elicitation. Unlike direct questioning, elicitation uses statements to bypass the brain's natural defenses. When someone hears a question, a small mental gatekeeper activates, making them cautious about their response. But when presented with a statement, this guard relaxes, and people are more likely to share unfiltered information. Consider this example. You're in an Uber, and instead of asking, "Do you enjoy your job?" you say, "I read Uber drivers have the highest job satisfaction rates in the country." Instantly, the driver feels compelled to respond, often correcting or elaborating. They might reply, "That's not true. It's tough, and here's why." You've turned a simple statement into a gateway for deeper insights. This method, combined with strategic disbelief, expressing doubt in their response, can uncover even more. Saying, "No way, they treat you like that," often leads people to defend their point with detailed anecdotes. Triggering the need to correct the record. Humans have an inherent need to set the record straight. By introducing provocative or slightly incorrect statements, you can activate this compulsion. For instance, imagine talking to a store employee. Instead of asking about wages, you might say, "I heard you all got a raise to $22 an hour, congrats." They're likely to correct you, sharing their actual pay rate without realizing they've revealed sensitive information. This approach works because it leverages subtle psychological triggers. By stating a supposed fact or quoting figures, you not only prompt a response but also appear informed and non-threatening. Reading blink rates, a window into stress. Did you know that how often someone blinks can reveal their stress levels? On average, we blink 15 to 18 times per minute. However, in high-stress situations, like answering a tough question or hiding a secret, this rate skyrockets. Conversely, deep focus can lower blink rates significantly. Watching an engaging movie like Interstellar might drop your blink rate to just 3 per minute. When engaging someone, observe their blink rate. If it spikes during certain topics, such as finances or personal matters, it's a reliable sign of discomfort or stress. Pay attention to changes rather than trying to count blinks precisely. A sudden increase often coincides with sensitive or deceptive topics. Decoding facial expressions and body language. Facial micro-expressions are another goldmine for understanding emotions. Fear, for example, manifests in widening eyes, increased scleral, white of the eye, visibility, and lips retracting horizontally. These responses are hardwired and appear in newborns, making them universal and difficult to fake. Beyond the face, tension in the neck, like the activation of the sternocleidomastoid muscle, can indicate stress. Vocal hesitations and a sudden shift in language, such as dropping pronouns, "went home, watched TV," instead of "I went home and watched TV," are also strong deception indicators. Clusters and context. Building the bigger picture. A single sign of stress might mean nothing, but when combined with others, patterns emerge. Changes in blink rate, body language, and speech should be analyzed in clusters. Context matters too. Crossed arms might signal defensiveness, or simply that the room is cold. By accounting for the environment and behavior clusters, you can assess the likelihood of deception or stress more accurately. The confrontation and monologue technique. When elicitation techniques aren't enough, a more direct approach, confrontation, is necessary. This doesn't mean being aggressive but rather expressing that something feels off. A skilled interrogator might say, "I know you're a good person, but I can sense I'm not getting the full story." This subtle accusation increases psychological pressure, prompting the person to either confess or further clarify their stance. From here, a monologue technique comes into play. The goal is to socialize, rationalize, minimize, and project. For instance, if someone is suspected of stealing money, you might say, "Socialize, I understand why this might have happened. People in your situation face so much pressure." Minimize, it's not like you took millions, it's a small amount that can be resolved. Rationalize, you were probably just trying to help your family with medical bills. Project, anyone in your position would have done the same, especially with how poorly this company treats its employees. By offering a golden bridge for retreat, as Sun Tzu described, you make it easier for someone to admit the truth without feeling cornered. The mind virus, planting seeds of doubt in interrogation settings. Mind virus questions can unsettle even the most confident individuals. Instead of accusing someone outright, you might say, "Is there any reason someone might claim they saw you there?" This question plants a seed of doubt, causing the person to second-guess their alibi or feel the weight of the deception. One real-world example involved a massage therapist accused of misconduct. When asked, "Is there any reason a video might surface showing inappropriate behavior?" his demeanor instantly shifted, revealing discomfort and guilt. The ethics of influence. While these techniques are powerful, they come with ethical responsibilities. Manipulating others for selfish or harmful purposes can erode trust and cause lasting damage. However, when used responsibly, for uncovering truth, resolving conflicts, or improving communication, these tools can enhance your relationships and understanding of human behavior. Elicitation. The technique intelligence operatives swear by. Elicitation operates on a simple yet powerful premise: people feel less guarded when responding to statements. Imagine you're chatting with a rideshare driver. Instead of asking, "Do you enjoy driving for Uber?" a question that might make the driver hesitant, you could say, "I read somewhere that Uber drivers have one of the highest job satisfaction rates." That statement triggers a response, and the driver might start sharing their true feelings about the job. Often, these feelings are much more revealing than a simple yes or no answer to a question. Why does this work? When we're asked questions, especially those we're unprepared for, a metaphorical security guard in our brain springs into action. This internal guard filters responses, ensuring we don't say anything incriminating or overly vulnerable. However, statements don't trigger the same alarm. They're processed differently, often prompting a natural, uninhibited reply. To illustrate, consider approaching someone in a grocery store and trying to learn their hourly wage, without asking outright. Saying, "I heard employees here recently got a pay raise to $22 an hour, that's amazing," might evoke a correction, such as, "No, we only make $17.50. Without directly asking, you've bypassed social barriers and extracted financial information that would typically be off-limits in casual conversation. The science of provocative statements. One of the most effective tools in elicitation is the use of provocative statements. These are simple remarks designed to elicit a reaction, and they often begin with phrases like "so" or "I bet." For instance, if someone tells you they're a YouTuber, you might respond with, "Wow, that must be incredibly challenging." The statement invites the person to elaborate, often revealing details they might not have shared otherwise. Provocative statements work because they trigger the brain's natural desire to correct the record or expand on a topic. A simple, "I can't imagine how hard that must be," can open the floodgates to deeper insights. The genius of this approach lies in its simplicity. It feels conversational, not calculated, yet it's strategically designed to gather information. Conclusion. Mastering the art of influence. Dark psychology isn't about trickery or malevolence, it's about understanding the nuances of human interaction. By mastering techniques like elicitation, reading body language, and crafting strategic statements, you can navigate conversations with greater confidence and insight. Whether you're uncovering hidden truths, negotiating deals, or simply deepening connections, these skills open doors to profound influence. So, the next time you find yourself in a conversation, remember, the power to shape its outcome lies not in what you ask but in what you observe, and how you frame your words.